Hi, I'm the bacteria Bacillus subtilis, and I've been employed by several of your human space agencies to help them investigate whether or not microbes can survive in this harsh environments of space. This is what I look like under one of your microscopes. This endospore that I'm able to build helps protect me from heat, UV radiation, desiccation, the vacuum of space, lysozymes, and other chemicals that may threaten my health. Scientists often wonder if life can be transported from one planet to another. And what better way to study that than to send me and my built in hazmat suit into space? This scary equation is used by scientists to determine whether a microbe can survive going from one area to another. It looks at the impact frequency, how many cells are ejected for each impact, whether or not they can survive in space, and their potential for growth on the new planet. I've been exposed to some pretty crazy stuff in my employment. I've been accelerated and jerked, shocked, heated, spalated, vacuumed and desiccated, extreme radiation, and exposed to crazy temperatures, all in the name of science. To test microbe survival with the acceleration, jerk, and shock, I was used in a ballistics experiment where I was fired from an air rifle. The good news is that even with a pellet velocity of 304 meters per second, I had an average survival rate of 91%. Now, as if that wasn't enough, scientists decided to use the NASA Ames two-stage vertical gas gun to test how I could survive with shock and heating in the absence of acceleration. My survival wasn't quite as high, but I think I still did pretty good in that experiment. Of course, all fun trips must come to an end eventually, so scientists had to see if I would survive being turned into shrapnel. And the good news is that my spores that were encased in granite survived those spallation launches with a pretty good rate. That's not the end of my adventure. I got to go to the International Space Station to see how I could survive the extremes of space. Welcome to the International Space Station. When I was here, I was put on the Columbus module and exposed to not only space conditions, but also simulated Mars conditions for around 18 months to see how my spores would survive and if we can make it. While the astronauts stayed inside, I was outside on little metal desks where I was exposed to the vacuum of space with no atmosphere, lots of UV radiation and solar winds, and a simulated Mars atmosphere with the pressure and gas composition on that planet. Luckily, I had a few tricks up my sleeve because when I returned to Earth, scientists discovered that roughly half of the genes I expressed while in space were of unknown function. So that gave them even more questions to answer about how I could live in space. You're probably wondering why a tiny microbe like me is so important. But with these scientists, I've proven that microbes can be exchanged between planets. They can survive launch, spaceflight, and atmospheric reentry. Not only did my hard work show that biological molecules can be transported and survive through space, but I've also given engineers reason to be super clean when they're working on things that may travel to another planet or planetary body.